Hello students. In this video, we'll be solving some of the MCQs related to chemical kinetics. Now let us go for the first one. The rate law for the reaction is given. So this is the rate law what is given here. The rate of the reaction doubles. Now under which condition the rate of the reaction will get doubled? For that, let us go through the first option. Concentration of A and B both are doubled. Students, if both the concentrations are doubled, then what the rate law will become? Let us write that. So rate is equal to K. Now they have increased the concentration. That is, they have doubled the concentration of both. So it will become 2A and 2B. Let us consider this as X and Y. So what will happen to rate here? This will be 2 multiplied by 2. So the rate will become 4 times. They want the reaction rate to get doubled. So let us see the second one. A is doubled. Let us write the same expression again. So rate is equal to K. Now A is doubled means this becomes 2A and B is kept constant. So it will be 2 into, if it is same means it is 1 here. So the rate will become 2 times. This is your first option. This is your second option. Let us see what happens to the third option. B is doubled. So what will happen, student? Rate is equal to K. Here B is doubled and A is half. So A I will half in this way and B I will double in this way. So what happens to rate? So rate will become, this will become half into 2. So it will become 1 times. Let us go for the D option. A is kept constant and B is half. So rate is equal to A is kept constant means as it is and B is half. So what will happen, student? The rate will become half. They want the condition where the rate of the reaction will double. So here the rate is getting doubled. So that is B option. So your answer here is second option. The order of the reaction for which the unit of the rate constant is this: mole per dm cube second inverse. The very easy and the shortcut way to calculate the unit for the rate constant is always concentration 1 minus n time inverse. So this is the formula what you have to use. Now here if you see they have taken mole per dm cube. So let us keep here mole per dm cube. This is the unit. It will be 1 minus n. The time which they have taken is second inverse. So let us write here second inverse. Students, if I want this value as it is, then this raised power should be 1. So when this raised power will be 1, if n is equal to 0. So in which condition this, if n is equal to 0, then what will happen? This will become mole per dm cube 1 minus 0. So it will become 1 second inverse. So this is the unit for zero order reaction. So your answer here is third option, that is 0. Come to the next one. The rate constant for the reaction. The reaction is given and if you see here, the unit for the rate constant is second inverse. By using the same formula, when I will get only as the second inverse here, if this particular indices, this becomes a raised to 0. So that will become 1. And when this will become a raised to 0, if this particular n is equal to 1. Let us see how it will be. It will be mole per dm cube 1 minus n second inverse. If I want this complete term to be removed, then I should make this raised to 0. Then when it will become 0, if this n is equal to 1, so it will become mole dm cube raised to 1 minus 1, 0 second inverse. Students, you know a raised to 0 is 1, so this complete term will become 1, unit is second inverse. Under which condition this has become? And the order is of first order. So this is answer here is second option. Time required for 90% completion of a certain first order reaction. Whenever this type of questions are given, you have to always check for how much is left. If you see the first condition which is 90%, so let us consider the first condition where 90% of the reaction is completed. Means how much is left, student? Left is 10. if you see the second condition, they say 99.9% is completed. So if it is 99.9% completed, means how much is left is 0.1%. Let us apply this from a formula. So K is equal to 2.303 upon T, log to the base 10 of initial concentration by final concentration left. Let us use the same here. K is equal to 2.303 T, log to the base 10 of A0 by AT. Now students, this I will take it as K and K. As the reaction is same, this K and K will get cancelled. It will become 1 because we want the ratio. Now this is for 90% and this is for 99.9%. So what will happen, student? This initial is 100. So let us substitute. So 2.303 upon T 90%, log to the base 10 of 100 by, now how much is left is 10. What will this become? 2.303 upon T 99.9%, log to the base 10 of A0. So again this is 100 upon 0.1. So what is 0.1 is 10 raised to minus 1. If I take this up, what it will become? 10 raised to 1, means it will become 1000. What this will get calculated to? This is 100 by 10. So this will become log to the base 10 of 10. What is log 10? Is 1. This will become log 1000. What is log of 1000? Is 3. So if this is 1T, how much is this? Is 3T. So what will be your answer? Is 3T. Now students, instead solving this, as the reaction is same, that this value is same, rate constants will be same for a particular reaction, initial concentration is same, so you can use the formula only for this. Log to the base 10 of 100 by 10 is 2, log to the base 10 of 100 by 0.1. So this becomes log to the base 10 of 10 and log to the base 10 of 1000. So this, if it is 1, this is 3. 1T will become 3T. So this is also the alternative method to solve it. So here answer is fourth option, that is 3T. Come to the next one, slope of the graph ln AT. Now here they have not given log to the base 10, here they have given ln, means log to the base E versus time. So which equation we'll be using here is ln AT minus ln A0 is equal to minus KT. Now students, you know that this particular equation must be in the format of y is equal to mx. So let us rearrange this. As they are saying, they want the graph of ln AT, means this is your y-axis and this should be on your x-axis. So let us rearrange this. This will become ln AT is equal to minus KT plus ln A0. You can refer to the log and the graphs, how I have shown the tricks there. You can refer to that video for this. So this, if it is y, is equal to, this is your mx plus c. Now if you see this, this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, this is your intercept. We are not interested in this. What is important, they are asking, is the slope of the graph. So this is the slope of the graph. What is the slope, student? Minus k. So your answer here is first option. Let us see the next question. What is the half-life of a first order reaction? Now what is half-life, student? Half-life is the time which is taken by any concentration of the substance to become exactly half of its initial. Now they say that the concentration has decreased from 0.8 molar to 0.2 molar. Let us see what actually happens when a particular substance becomes half. So when they have started with 0.8, so after the first half-life, this 0.8 will become exactly half. So it will become 0.4. After the second half-life, 0.4 will become 0.2. So how many half-lives the system has undergone is 1 and 2. So for 2 half-lives, the time which is taken is 12 hours. So what will be the time taken by 1 half-life? So it will be 12 by 2. So that will be 6 hours. So here the answer is fourth option. Come to the next one. The reaction 3ClO minus gives ClO3 minus plus 2Cl minus occurs in 2 steps. This is the first step and this is the second step. They are asking you the reaction intermediate is. Now the question is, what is an intermediate? Students, always remember, intermediate is a species which is generated automatically within the reaction and it simultaneously gets consumed within the reaction. Means we are not adding the intermediate, neither it will appear in the final equation. So if you see this, which particular species is getting generated is ClO2 minus, that is chloride ion, and again it is getting consumed, and therefore if you see this is the particular species which is formed and again getting consumed. So here your answer is the second option, that is ClO2 minus chloride ion. So come to the next one. The elementary reaction. What is the meaning of elementary reaction? The step that cannot be further splitted into smaller step. So the elementary reaction is this. Now they want to know whether this is unimolecular, bimolecular, or it is of first order or of second order. Now students, if you see this is 1 mole and this is 1 mole, means it is a bimolecular reaction. So my first option and third option I will cancel because it is a bimolecular reaction. Now I have to check for the order. Now if I write the rate for this, so rate is equal to K, concentration of ozone and that of oxygen. So you know how to calculate the order. It is the sum of the powers that are raised to the concentration term. So this is 1 and 1. So what is the order? It is 1 plus 1. So it is a second order reaction and bimolecular. So your answer is third option. Next. Rate law for the reaction which is given is this. Now students, if you see the rate law, it is of second order with respect to NO2, first order with respect to Cl2, and third order if I consider the overall order. But the question is that K would increase with. Always remember, K or the rate constant depends only and only on the temperature. It does not depend upon any other factor. So what all other things are given, I will not go for it. The answer here is increases with increase in temperature. Come to the last question. For an endothermic reaction, what is an endothermic reaction? A reaction in which heat is absorbed by the system to proceed. Now, if heat is absorbed, you know that the enthalpy or the energy of the reactant must be less than that of the product. Means during an endothermic reaction, reactants are more stable as compared to products. So let us draw the graph here for an endothermic reaction. If I plot the graph for an endothermic reaction, the graph will be something like this. If you see the energy level, this is for the reactant, this is for the product. Reactant is more stable as compared to product because here they have given an endothermic reaction. Now students, you know the activation energy. This is the barrier the reactant must cross in order to result in the product formation. So I will call this as activation energy. So in that case, the activation energy for the reactant will be this. And the activation energy for the products will be this. Let us see what they are asking in the question. EF is the activation energy of the forward reaction. Means this is your EF and this is the ER. If you compare the length of this particular thing, what I have shown here, EF is more than ER. So what should be the activation energy for the forward reaction is more as compared to that of reactant. So here your answer is third option. I hope you have understood all the options here. Now if you see this particular thing, this might be possible. You can just compare this. E forward might be for an exothermic reaction. Students, if you see this, for delta H, this particular difference should always be positive. Because if you see this, the product energy is at higher level as compared to that of reactant. So this difference always be positive for an endothermic reaction. So answer here is third option. I hope you have understood all the MCQs. So please do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you, students.